Hey guys, welcome back to Roasted Studios. Thank you so much for joining me today for a Spreaker. Be sure to hit that like button to show support. I really appreciate it. It helps a lot. Now, I'm going to give some advice today and a tip that actually I learned on a narc abuse awareness and education channel. If you're going through smear campaigning, narcissistic abuse, covert abuse, and you see flying monkeys and you see people who are being controlled by flying monkeys, and you could point out who the psychopaths are, who the narcissists are, who the codependents that act with irrational childlike brains are, which we're not all above that, are we? And you see people being controlled, and they're being controlled to hate you, to dislike you, to think that you're bad, to think that you've done something bad, to think that you're wrong. And you start to feel compelled to stand up for yourself or defend yourself or change their mind because you know that they're wrong, because they're being brainwashed and manipulated and used and lied to by people that they think are their friends, people that they think care about them, people that they don't understand are building up channels and making money off of things that they shouldn't be doing. In some cases, everyone's going to have a different case. Some people may be having a relationship, a divorce. Maybe they have to deal with people at work and smear campaigning there. Maybe they have to deal with it at schools, wherever it happens, maybe even in your home, wherever this may be happening. Now, you can get in a very circular conversation that absolutely goes nowhere, trying to convince people that you see are being used of things that they will never be convinced of, ever. Or maybe they will momentarily until they get back in the grasp of the flying monkeys or the people that are controlling them and need you to hate somebody else for absolutely no reason at all, without ever having a conversation. And the abuse is so covert that certain people are allowed to hate you for no reason, but they aren't allowed to say your channel name because they're being controlled. And part of that control and not saying a certain channel name is the covert abuse, this underground covert abuse that certain people have been going through, that only works in correlation with you guys being silenced, not being able to talk about a certain channel that you think hates you and you hate for no reason, and channels that are being silenced into not caring about cover-ups that everybody should care about without ever seeing proof of this person having done anything to you, and without ever really knowing the truth as to what's really going on. You can get caught trying to convince people of something that you don't need to convince them of. Here's how to save your sanity. Because the situation that's going on right now, or that may be going on with you guys at home, if you're dealing with this kind of abuse, is you may be thinking, well, wait a second, I'm being smear campaigned. And I haven't tried to convince anybody yet, but I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about defending myself. I'm thinking about trying to convince people of something that they're not seeing, but you see everything, but just haven't said anything. And you're observing, but not participating. Here's how to save your sanity. You don't have to defend yourself anymore. You don't have to convince people of anything. Everybody is free. People are free to believe whatever they want. You're free. I'm free. Everybody's free. Even if I think it's wrong, even if I know it's wrong, even if I believe it to be wrong, even if I see people being used and I'm like thinking, oh, they may be thinking they're having such a great time, but people are lying to them so they don't get involved in what is going on over here. Or so they don't care. And believe me, when they get people to dislike you, that's when they stop caring. When they convince people that you're bad, that you're crazy, that you're wrong in some manner, you don't have to defend yourself anymore. Let people think what they want. And you move on and you control what you can control, which is yourself, your own voice, your channel, what you produce on your channel, what comes out of your mouth, taking accountability for what comes out of your mouth. And you are immediately drawn to the people who have always been there for you, who always have known the truth on their own, who have always found a way to support you, have always found a way to find the best in you, to believe in you, to encourage you when you're down. Believe me, I wish that everybody knew what was going on and see what I could see. I wish that I could help direct people into knowing if you've been told something bad about me, or if you've been made to believe something bad about me with absolutely no concrete evidence at all. You're being controlled. But you're not being controlled by me. You're being controlled by the people that you think are legitimate, genuine, your friends who are supporting you. And you're free to go believe that and go support those people. You're free. And I'm free not to drive myself crazy, not to lose my sanity, not to consider myself to be bad all the time or wrong when I'm not. I'm free to move along and not have to worry about convincing people of something that is not my responsibility. And that will take a lot of weight off your shoulders. And another thing I learned from a different narc abuse awareness channel is that like compulsory need that you feel to, oh my God, I got to defend myself. Oh my gosh, I got to produce a receipt. Oh my gosh, this person said this about me and I need to say something now. This person's lying and I need to prove that they're lying. Oh no, my reputation's down the drain. Oh my gosh, I'm being smear campaigned. What do you do then? You have to acknowledge that you are enough as you are. Whatever it is that you say, whatever it is that you do, if you're good-natured, if you got a good will, we're not all perfect, okay? I'm not perfect either. But I'm not doing the things that certain people want other people to think I'm doing. But it's pretty blatantly clear, I think at this point, there's people that are trying and have successfully gotten other people to believe that there's nothing important going on over here. What I'm saying isn't true when it is. And that I'm not being horrendously, covertly abused online while people use other people's channels' names to try to keep their hands clean. Because you're really not supposed to be covertly abusing and stalking and smear campaigning anybody, let alone a disabled woman online for 4 years. And I just seen somebody get used and controlled and silenced into speaking about anything over here. I just saw that person get controlled and lied to for 4 years. And let me tell you something. I haven't said a word, and I will never say a word, because there is nothing that I can say ever to convince somebody of that. It's a very sad situation. I feel bad. But what am I doing? I'm saving my own sanity, because it's not my responsibility to explain to people not to be abusive on their own channels, not to put themselves in harm's way, not to point out Monopoly members who are just going to be attacking me on their behalf while wrangling them in some fake friendship yet again. Save yourself. Get on your channels and start producing your own content and stay out of the mud and stop defending yourself. Stop showing receipts. Stop attacking other people. Stop allowing yourself to be attacked. Stop trying to convince other people of something they will never be convinced of, if only momentarily, because you have to keep up this charade with them, where you have to speak with them constantly and try to maybe have some kind of online friendship, where you try to get them to believe you until somebody who's smear campaigning gets you to believe them again. Oh, and then now we're around in the circle again. Oh, I got to defend myself again. A lot of these people come from abuse. Anyways, I think it's really important to hang on to your sanity. And it's important to know when to lay your sword down. It's important to know when to speak up for yourself. And it's important to know when to stay quiet. Because everybody is free. There's a lot of people who have been free online abusing people, saying nasty things on their channels, saying a lot of things that aren't true, and spending hours and hours and hours manipulating people, and they can't convince me to go have a conversation or an argument with them or show a receipt or do anything when you're not doing anything wrong. And one more thing, I want to remind the audience what gaslighting is, which is basically saying something that happened when it didn't happen, or saying something that didn't happen when it did happen. And all the while, you're changing perceptions of people through manipulation, brainwashing, sowing the seeds of doubt, while getting someone else and everybody else to think that somebody is bad and that they're crazy. And that's been going on for a really long time. I hope these suggestions help. Some people are going to come by, listen to this Spreaker. They're going to go right back on their channels, getting used by the same exact people while doing things that they probably shouldn't be doing, while ignoring what it is that they really want to do, which is control themselves and propel themselves without having to worry about other people that may never have your back, that may be putting you down, that aren't worth 1 second of your time. Please hit that like button to show support. Please leave a comment in the comments section. Thank you so much for listening. Take care. All my love. Roasted Studios, out.